T. Clark here, and this video is going to go over the FRQ for the Unit 7 test. And remember, the top part is just saying that you don't have to worry about importing. So especially for the question number 3 on the FRQs and Unit 7, I know you had to import the array list of Java util stuff, but on the AP exam, when you're doing the FRQs, you don't have to worry about the imports. The imports you can just ignore. So let's go over the question. The question involves a parking lot. It's a class on the next page, which will hold elements of the car class. So we're going to have cars, and they're going to be in the parking lot list. And each car has a color and a type. So a car consists of a color and a type. We have the constructor. We have an accessor.getColor. We have an accessor.getType. And we have, and actually that should probably be a string. So get type, because it's a string up here. I messed up. And then the toString will we'll format the printout so that it's the color type vehicle. And we'll see that later on. Okay, then we have the parking lot class, which maintains a list of cars that's currently parked in a specific parking lot, on any parking lot, right? So if you're parking in downtown, you're going into a parking lot, you have a list of cars that are there. So the declaration of the parking lot class is shown below. So that basically means this is a class, and it'll say parking lots will never have null elements. So the cars will not be null. So that's given to us, so we don't have to worry about it like we did with the horses. So we just can ignore the null stuff in this problem. So we have the class parking lot, and we have an array list of cars called carList. So we're probably going to use this a bunch. The carList we're going to use a bunch. We have the constructor that sets up all the cars. Or actually, it just sets up the array list, and then we have a toString that'll print out each car in a separate line using the car's toString. And it won't change the car list. And then, oh yeah, here it is. So add car. This is what adds the car to the list. So we have a color and a type, and you have to add it to the car. So this will be like what you did in 374 with the horses, when you add horses. And it says to be implemented in part A. So we'll do that right now. I'm going to ignore everything else, ignore B, ignore C. So we're just going to look at the part A for now. So I'll scroll down to the part A description, and it says write the method add car. So I'm going to just type this out, write this out first thing. Always have to have the method header match the what's given to us. So public void add car, string color, string type. So what does it say? Which creates a new car and adds it to the car list. Note, no null elements are ever added to the car list, right? So because we have the color and the type, when we add a car, we have the color and a type, we can just add the car right there. So as an example, we set up the parking lot, lot A. So that's a lot A for this problem. Problem A is a new parking lot, and then we add a car, we add a red SUV, and if we print it out, it'll print out red SUV vehicle. Then we add another car, a black truck, add a purple truck, white sedan, white van. Then if we print out the lot again, it'll print out all of them in the list. And I think it says, oh yeah, right here. The order of elements in carList does not matter. So it looks like they're adding it to the end, but you could add it in any order. But so first off, to add a car, we want to use the carList. So it's carList.add. I think, I forget, I don't have the AP. Let me just Google it. AP CSA reference sheet. So it's good to have this ready to go. So especially for the array class down here, I know what methods I should be using. Size, add, so probably just .add. So I'm going to add a car, but I don't have a car yet. So I'm just going to put that here. So I'm going to add the car, but I have to create the car. So I'm going to say car, just because I already used lowercase car, equals new car. And now I'm using the constructor for the car. So I have to go way back to the first page up and say, how do I use the constructor? New car with the color and the type. And I'm given the color and the type, so I just have to pass it in. Color, type. And that is it. So method header, exactly the same. Create a new car, and then add it to the list. You could have done all at once. You could have done this just in one line. You could have said carList.add new car color type. So you could have done this instead. This is just one line, made a new car in the add parentheses. That would have worked. But I think this makes a little bit more sense. I'm setting up the car, then I'm adding it to the list. So that's part A. And now I could go back and read this from the other page, the page 2, which has the whole class. But I noticed that in part A, this was basically the same as what was right here. So I'm just going to skip to part B right here because it has the code I want from that second page right here. So again, I skipped it. I don't even pay attention to part B and part C when I'm doing A. I just skip that and don't think about it until I'm ready to go. So right now I'm ready to go. So it says write the method carFound, which returns true if there's at least one element in carList with a given color and type. So I'm seeing if match the examples below. So here's my examples. So I have a parking lot. Parking lot has red SUV, black truck, purple truck, white sedan, white van. I'm seeing if the lot B, the car is found. I'm seeing if there's a black truck. Now, there should be a black truck, yeah, because it added right there. So I'm saying, okay, yes, it's true because there is a black truck. And then if I say car found red sedan, there's no red sedan. There's a red SUV, and then there's a white sedan, but there's no red sedan, so it's false. Okay, so let's see what it says. It says return true if there's an element in carList that matches the given color and type, false otherwise, and carList is unchanged. Okay, oh, I forgot a comma right there. So car found, string color, string type. Okay, so I'm going to do that down here. Add some more space so you're not looking at that. Okay, I'll start it online. So again, start off, copy the method header. Method header as I try to fix the formatting of my sample problem. Okay, so car found. I want to look through my list. So I do my normal int I equals 0, I less than car list dot size. I double check, is it dot size? Yes, it's dot size. I do I plus plus. So same loop as normal. And then I'm going to see if I find it in here. And then if I don't find it, I'm going to put that return false at the end. Because I want to return true or false. So if I find it, so I'm going to say, okay, what's my current car? My current car, C, I'll say, equals carList.get I. So I'm getting the current car. So that's my C. So I get I. Yeah, do I get it? Yeah, to get the element, I get it. And I want to see if C, what do I have for my C? I look way back at the first page, and I have the dot get color. Okay, so if the color from the car matches, so it's a string. So since it's a string, I have to do dot equals, if I can type correctly, the color. So does the color of the car equal the color of the that I'm trying to find? And I'm going to put a new line here because I'm running out of space to the right. C dot get type is the type of the car. Again, it's a string, so I do dot equals the type that's given to me in the parameter list. So again, whenever you have a parameter, you probably have to be using this parameter. If you don't use color, and if you don't use type in the method, that means either the question is wrong because it gives you extra stuff you're not using, or you forgot to use it. So either way, I am using a color and I am using type, and I'm making sure they're both there, right? It has to both be there. B is right here, and type, yeah, so and then if I do find it, I'm going to return true. Oh, there it is. So looping like normal, get the car, see if the colors match, see if the types match, and return true if it is found, otherwise false. So that's part B. So I'm going to keep going to C because, again, I don't need to go back to the page 2 because this is copied at the bottom of C. So it says, C says, write the method remove cars, which removes all of the elements from carList that are a given type. So I'm looking for type this time. I'm looking for color, right? It's just giving me the type. So I'll start with that. I'll start saying remove cars with the header, everything public void, remove cars. Okay, so this is actually easier than the horse stuff, because the horse stuff you had to add the remove cars to a separate list and return that. No, you just remove cars. So what am I doing? Let's look at the example. So I have my lot C. I have my cars, like the same cars. I guess they're just going from one destination to another destination, the same group of people, I guess. And I'm going to remove truck. Remove cars of type truck. And if I print them out, there's no more trucks. The 2 trucks are removed. Okay, so I'm going to just remove it. But whenever I remove, I always start at the end. So the end is the car list dot size, again, still size, -1. And then I is going to go all the way down to including 0. And it's going down, so it's I minus minus. You don't need that space. Give myself some space to work here. Okay, so I'm looping through in reverse order. And I'm going to say if the current car, wait, I'm going to get the car. I'm going to get the car just the same. So it's car C equals carList dot get I. And then I say if C dot get type, so it's the same type of thing, dot equals that we did last time, but just the type this time. And I'm going to say carList dot remove. And how do I remove something? What do I need? I'll check it. I need the index. So my index is that I. That's what I use I most of the time. I for index. So remove I. Excuse me. And there we go. And that should be it for the remove. Double check. So order doesn't matter. Yeah. So you could have removed from the front, but that's could have done some weird like I minus minus in the middle here. But that's kind of dumb. It's easier just to go backwards. When you remove, go backwards. Also, you don't need to actually have this. You could have, instead of getting the car here, you could have put it all in one line. You could have said, get the car, and then get the type of that car, and then see if it equals the type. But I think it makes a little bit more sense to get the current car, and then use just C. Note, if you're removing cars, you cannot use the enhanced for loop. You could have used the enhanced for loop on part B. So I could have, on part B, I could have used an enhanced for loop. I'm going to change this up a little bit. So I'm going to say for every car, I'm actually going to take that line I have for car C in the car list. So seeing if the car is found, that looks like a little bit less code to write for car C in the car list using the enhanced list. And again, since my list is, if I look up top, list is type car, it has to be car first here. So for car C and car list, I could say whatever I want here, but C is easiest because it's just one letter. And then it's the same thing here. Since I didn't have the dot get I, except for that one spot, I can just keep using C for both of these. But either way it works. Here is the answers for the Unit 7 Practice FRQ. Have a good day.